Let's dive into the story of Christy Walton, a name synonymous with both immense wealth and significant influence. We're about to explore the life of a woman who stands at the intersection of family legacy, personal conviction, and public scrutiny. Walmart, the giant store we all know, a retail behemoth that has shaped the shopping habits of millions across the globe, was started by the Walton family, one of the richest families in the world, a dynasty built on discount prices and widespread accessibility. Their name is practically synonymous with American commerce. Christy Walton is the widow of John T. Walton, a decorated Vietnam War veteran and son of Walmart's founder, the legendary Sam Walton. John's untimely death left Christy with a considerable inheritance, catapulting her into the upper echelons of global wealth. For years, she was considered one of the wealthiest women on the planet, a position that brought with it both privilege and responsibility. Her financial power was undeniable, but Christy isn't just a name on a list. She's a multifaceted individual with passions and principles that extend far beyond her financial status. She's known for her philanthropy, dedicating significant portions of her wealth to causes she believes in, supporting education, from early childhood development programs to higher learning initiatives. She understands the transformative power of knowledge and environmental causes on a massive scale, recognizing the urgent need to protect our planet for future generations. Her commitment to sustainability is unwavering. She uses her influence and resources to make a difference, striving to create a more just and equitable world. But she's also her own person, separate from the Walmart brand, with her own unique identity and perspective. Just like you might have your own opinions in your family, even if they differ from your parents or siblings, Christy has hers, sometimes very different from the company's, leading to interesting dynamics within the Walton family and the broader corporate landscape. This independence is key because it highlights her willingness to forge her own path, regardless of expectations or pressures. Because one of her personal actions sparked a huge controversy, thrusting her into the center of a national debate. So remember, Christy Walton is a powerful, influential individual, a force to be reckoned with in both the business and philanthropic worlds. Connected to Walmart, but not defined by it, a distinction that allows her to operate with a degree of autonomy rarely seen in individuals so closely tied to a major corporation. She's like a solo artist from a famous band, someone who has stepped out of the group dynamic to pursue their own creative vision. Her actions are her own, not the band's, and she takes full responsibility for the consequences of those actions. And that distinction is about to become very important as we delve into the specific event that triggered such widespread attention. When Christy made a bold move, a decision that challenged conventional wisdom and sparked intense debate, it set off a chain reaction that pulled her and her family and the company they built into uncharted territory, and Walmart into the national spotlight, forcing them to confront uncomfortable questions about their values and priorities. Her story is a reminder that even in the world's biggest families, where wealth and power can seem all-encompassing, one person's choices can make waves, rippling through the entire organization and beyond. So, who is Christy Walton? What truly defines her? A philanthropist, a Walton, a woman of immense privilege, and someone unafraid to stand out, even if it means controversy, even if it means challenging the status quo. And as we'll see, that willingness to act on her beliefs changed everything, not just for her, but for the entire Walton family and the company they represent. Let's see what happened when Christy Walton took a stand, when she decided to use her platform to advocate for something she deeply believed in. Because things got interesting, fast. The story is about to unfold. So, after careful consideration and a deep sense of civic duty, what exactly did Christy Walton decide to do? What action did she feel compelled to take in response to the political climate? She took out a full-page ad, a bold and expensive move designed to capture the attention of the nation. And not just in any publication, but in the highly influential pages of the New York Times, a newspaper known for its reach and impact on public opinion. The ad itself was strikingly simple in its design, yet incredibly powerful in its message. It was a deliberate choice to use minimalism to amplify the impact of the words. It featured just two bold words, "No Kings," emblazoned across the page, a stark and unforgettable statement. While not explicitly stated, it was widely understood to be aimed directly at then-President Trump and his policies. Specifically, it was a protest against his highly publicized plan for a massive, expensive military parade through the streets of Washington, D.C. Those two words, "No Kings," carry a profound historical weight, echoing the very foundation of America. They serve as a powerful reminder that we are a democracy, a nation built on the principles of freedom and equality, and most certainly not a monarchy ruled by a single, all-powerful figure. Beyond just a statement, the ad also served as a call to action, calling for a specific day of protest. It was urging people from all walks of life to actively stand against what she perceived as a dangerous trend of presidential overreach and the erosion of democratic norms. This was far more than just a fleeting social media post that disappears into the digital ether. It was a very public, incredibly expensive, and therefore an unmistakable statement of conviction. By signing her name so visibly, Christy made it abundantly clear to everyone that this was her deeply held personal stand, a matter of principle. But her famous last name, synonymous with one of the world's largest corporations, meant that the message instantly became inextricably linked to Walmart, whether she intended that or not. It was an unavoidable association, whether she wanted it or not, and it was about to create a significant ripple effect. Suddenly, what began as a personal protest rapidly escalated into a national headline, dominating news cycles across the country. People instinctively saw Walton and immediately thought Walmart. The connection was automatic and unavoidable, inevitably dragging the company, kicking and screaming, into the heart of a raging political firestorm. The ad's core message was undeniably clear and direct, leaving no room for misinterpretation. America, at its heart, does not celebrate its leaders as if they were kings or monarchs. But the fallout from this bold statement was, in reality, just beginning to unfold. Christie's seemingly simple yet incredibly bold move had inadvertently put both herself and Walmart squarely at the very center of a heated and increasingly divisive political debate. The nokings ad was far more than just a simple protest against a military parade. It acted as a spark, igniting a national conversation about power, democracy, and the role of corporations in political discourse, and it ultimately forced everyone, from ordinary citizens to corporate executives, to ask a very important question. Where exactly does the line lie between personal action and corporate responsibility, and who gets to draw that line? Christy Walton's very public stand was now about to severely test those boundaries and challenge long-held assumptions. And the reaction, as you might expect, was both immediate and intense, reverberating across the nation. The White House noticed the No Kings ad and hit back fast. They didn't just criticize Christy Walton, they linked her protest to Walmart, targeting the company's reputation. The president's team painted her as a wealthy heir out of touch with everyday Americans, many of whom shop at Walmart. They even suggested Walmart's business practices were part of the problem. This was a calculated move, putting pressure on Walmart to respond. Suddenly, a personal protest became a corporate crisis. Walmart was caught in the crossfire, forced into the political spotlight. The company couldn't stay silent. The stakes were too high. The No Kings ad had started as one woman's statement, but now it was a national controversy. Walmart had to act fast. When the controversy surrounding Christy Walton's political stance began to bubble, Walmart understood the potential implications immediately. The company issued a statement, a carefully worded message designed to address the situation head-on and minimize any potential fallout. The core of their defense? Christy Walton is a private citizen, not involved with Walmart's day-to-day operations or strategic decisions. As such, her views are her own and do not reflect the official position or values of the Walmart Corporation. They emphasized she doesn't speak for the company, nor does the company speak for her in her personal capacity. This was classic corporate distancing, a well-rehearsed maneuver to protect the brand from perceived association with controversial opinions. It was about drawing a sharp line between family and business, reinforcing the idea that personal beliefs and corporate policy are separate entities. Walmart wanted everyone to know, customers, shareholders, and the general public alike, this protest, and any views associated with it, wasn't their position, and didn't represent the company's values. For a company serving millions with diverse views and political affiliations, maintaining a sense of neutrality is not just preferable, it's absolutely essential for business continuity. Taking sides, especially in a politically charged environment, could alienate significant portions of their customer base and ultimately hurt business. Their message was simple, direct, and to the point. We're here to sell quality products at affordable prices, not to engage in or fuel political debates. By clarifying Christie's independence and emphasizing her status as a private individual, Walmart aimed to protect its brand reputation, maintain customer trust, and calm the brewing controversy before it escalated further. The company's quick and decisive response was ultimately about survival, ensuring the long-term health and stability of the business. It was about keeping politics out of the shopping aisle and maintaining a welcoming environment for all customers, regardless of their personal beliefs. In the end, Walmart's move was about a fundamental principle of business: protecting its hard-earned reputation, safeguarding its bottom line, and ensuring continued success in a competitive marketplace. The lesson? In business, especially for large corporations, drawing clear boundaries between personal opinions and corporate stances matters immensely. Even in a famous family business, where personal and professional lives can often intertwine, personal actions and beliefs don't necessarily define the company's values, its mission, or its relationship with its customers. And that's how Walmart tried to put out the fire, hoping to move forward without lasting damage. The Nokings ad wasn't just Christy Walton's idea. It was the launch of a movement. The group, also called Nokings, was formed to oppose Trump's military parade and what they saw as authoritarian leadership. Led by organizer Andrew Cook, Nokings united people who wanted to defend American democratic values. The ad was just the beginning. It kicked off a website, social media campaign, and calls for nationwide protest. Christy Walton's funding made the high-profile launch possible, but the movement was bigger than one person. Nokings aimed to turn public attention into real action, and they were just getting started. Nokings set a date the same day as the planned military parade for nationwide protests. Their goal replaced tanks with people and military spectacle with a celebration of democracy. They encouraged local events across the country, providing resources and organizing tips online. The message true patriotism means defending democratic ideals, not glorifying a single leader. The protests were meant to be peaceful, patriotic, and widespread. In the end, Trump's parade was canceled officially due to cost. While the protests didn't reach massive scale, the movement helped shape the national conversation. Nokings showed how citizens and influential backers can challenge leaders' actions. The campaign became a case study in grassroots resistance. It proved that even one bold act can ripple across the country, and it left a mark on the debate over power and democracy. Why did Walmart move so quickly to distance itself? It's all about business. Big companies serve everyone, left, right, and center. Taking sides risks alienating millions of customers. Even a small backlash can mean huge losses. That's why corporations usually avoid political fights. Their ads focus on unity, not division. When controversy hits, the safest move is neutrality. Walmart's response was about protecting its brand and bottom line. They want every customer to feel welcome, no matter their politics. For a giant retailer, staying out of the fray isn't just smart, it's survival. In a divided country, neutrality is the only way to keep everyone shopping. The Christy Walton story highlights a challenge for family-founded companies. What happens when a family member's opinions threaten the business? Famous names blur the line between personal and corporate identity. Companies must constantly clarify. Family views aren't company policy. It's awkward but necessary to protect the brand and its employees. This isn't unique to Walmart. It happens in many industries. When a family member speaks out, the company must balance loyalty with business needs. Drawing that line is tough, but essential. It's a reminder. In business, personal and public can collide in unexpected ways. So, what's the big lesson from Christy Walton, Nokings, and Walmart? For major corporations, mixing business and politics is risky. One person's actions can create a storm for an entire company. The corporate playbook: act fast, draw boundaries, and stay neutral. Walmart's response shows how companies protect their brand in a divided world. It's a careful dance, respecting individual rights while keeping the business out of controversy. For most big brands, the safest path is right down the middle, and that's a lesson every business leader pays close attention to.